This is Antarctica. But is it real? Or is it an illusion? Am I living now, or is this my mind projecting my wishes and desires so clearly that I can believe this dream is happening? What I do know is that I'm feeling sensations that are new to me, and I want to give them meaning. Or maybe it is that I am awakening old memories that I have not until now grown into. I'm sailing amongst the islands in the channels that make up the Antarctic Peninsula. I feel so open to the intensity of the moment. My awareness is of windows cleaned of all their marks. I'm conscious not only of the clarity of my vision, the vibrancy of my body, but my soul's energy being propelled outward. Yes, this adventure is a soul journey. It started as the ship sailed past the rocks of Cape Horn. These islands at the southern tip of South America are beacons for countless sailors, death traps for others, and for many more never visible, shrouded in fog as they sailed past into the unknown world of the Drake Passage. The Argentinian pilot boat leaves us as we begin our crossing of this mighty stretch of water where the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans meet, drawing me south for 400 miles. Seabirds swirl in orchestrated dances. An invisible but vibrant energy passes between them so they might communicate where to go, how to move. They never collide. If that sort of invisible energy vibrates out of me, do others feel it? Can I direct it? What comes back to me? I sense that I will understand. After 24 hours of travel, the first iceberg comes into sight, moved by wind and current shrinking as it is pushed north. I feel my heart pounding. Blue skies suddenly turn dark. The mood changes, and it is snowing. And there, icy land appears. Harsh contours, foreboding. Don't get lost here. This is Anvers Island. Cold. Did I expect anything less? I have come with only the expectation that I would let myself absorb it all, protect myself from nothing. The journey continues south, and slowly the land and sky change again. Mountains 9,000 feet high are approaching. Are they approaching me, or am I coming to them, to greet them, to blend with them, to embrace them? I know them. We've never met before, but something is vibrating within me that resonates with them. We are in unison. It is a two-way experience. I belong. I feel this is my secret, not to be shared with those who walk the decks and say, "How lovely, how grand." What they do not know is that I am not a spectator, but a participant in this scene. Whereas the rest of Antarctica is estimated to be 3 billion years old, this peninsula in western Antarctica only came together in the last 500 million years. This was in Gondwana, part of Pangaea, the one landmass which broke up in the past 100 to 200 million years, and its parts drifted away. Today those parts bear the names South America, Africa, India, New Zealand, and Australia. Our ship is large and its hull not reinforced. Too much ice in the Lemaire Channel ahead means we cannot finish this journey and must turn around. This will be the furthest south I will travel, 65 degrees 4 minutes south. just short of the Antarctic Circle. But a small icebreaker carries on. I get a "look at me go" feeling from her as she glides by. Oh, I feel a longing. One day I must travel on such a ship to get closer to this continent. I have traveled many places in the world, but have never felt this type of meeting before. Or maybe I have never been ready before. The timing has not been right before. Or just maybe the door to my soul was not open before. But now I know I have met the universe and allowed it in. I absorb it and it engulfs me. I have embraced something beyond myself and have become part of that greater experience. Part of me trembles at the realization that I am one with the universe. Oh, I've said that many times before. I witness it when totally absorbed in viewing some natural wonder. But in the past, I have been an outsider, temporarily joining in, like being invited to the welcome home party. What I experience now is that my essence is radiating out and I am being refilled with what is out there. There are no boundaries defining me and that iceberg. There is no longer any out there, in here. Let's face it, I am breathing in air. Air that was released by that iceberg as it melts. Air which was trapped 1 million, 2 million years ago. And that same air has come into my body, has moved from my lungs into my blood. I'm awed, receiving that iceberg into me. I feel that we are all one. Every part of me is a part of everything else. Have I touched my divinity? Oh, those are not arrogant words. They are the words of recognition that inside of me is a perfect, eternal soul, housed in an imperfect, temporary body, and controlled by an inquisitive but traditionally pessimistic mind, a mind shaped by the values and attitudes and beliefs of my clan. But my soul only knows the experience of joy, harmony, unconditional love, and peace. Its desire is for me to experience them also. But to do so, I must be willing to let go of my protective layer. The layer that holds me separate, the layer that is impenetrable when my mind is in judge, criticize, condemn, and control mode. When I let go of all that, and the hurts, the resentments, when I place no value on those preoccupations, I can release the flow of abundance. Teach me how to let go of the past, which preoccupies my present, for like those icebergs, nothing can stay the same. We have to hold on to an illusion in our consciousness to make something stay the same. This shadow on the ice, this disintegrating iceberg changes and remains forever changing. Once the moment is past, its reality is lost. So it is with unfulfilled dreams, harbored anger, buried pain. Expose them, and they have to be transformed. Yesterday can only be held onto in yesterday's language. This iceberg I can describe now in this moment. Tomorrow, it will warrant a new description. I cannot hold on to it as it was. Isn't it odd that we seem so willing to let go as inevitable the beautiful things, yet yesterday's pain and persecution stick to us like glue, to be revisited as if they were still real? Silently I salute a magnificent, grounded iceberg. It once dropped from an ice shelf and has drifted till temporarily anchored. Imposing in its solemnity, eroding at its waterline, it is 3/4 of a mile long. How long will it be like this? Slowly it is dissolving into the sea, joining with something greater than itself, its content melting, merging, contributing to the whole by bringing what it has to offer. It gives up its form to the infinite ocean. It loses its own unique physical appearance and becomes indistinguishable from the whole. Am I to understand in this life lesson that the death of the iceberg is no different than my own? I will change my physical form and will dissolve into the whole. The I of my ego will cease to be, but the me of eternity will dance in the water or flow as vapor or be reflected in the light that displays pastel hues. My soul's joy, harmony, unconditional love, and peace are exposed for me to experience. And as the sun leaves my reality, I await another dawn with no regrets. This day, joy wells up inside of me. I don't want to lose this, for it is now being imprinted in me. It is a part of my experience, my history, and it will draw me back. I melt into these colors, for they are me. I have awakened to fullness. I'm feeling more confident about letting my joy and wonder, gratitude and awe well up and burst forth into the unseen. It reaches what I perceive as solid objects. And I know that the intensity of my feelings is being recorded. Once I have touched you with my thoughts, my feelings, we are forever connected. The atoms that make up you and those that are essentially mine will remember this moment and behave altogether differently than before. Indeed, the invisible me, the vibrating energy me, has sent out my unseen essence, and it is merging with the seen. It will return to me like an echo, and my smile broadens. This is aptly called Paradise Bay. I have learnt that where rocks have what appear to be serrated crests, it means hundreds of penguins are there. Also an odor of guano. Their digested and discarded krill fills the air. The icy slopes are dirtied by their habitation. This is a Chilean research station. Further along the coast is the Argentinian station with 2 ships anchored, one a naval vessel, the other an icebreaker expedition ship. Zodiac boats like water beetles skim over the water. They seem as insignificant specks in the total scheme of things, minuscule before the mighty glaciated mountain. But they are part of the whole, and are no less important than any other piece of the picture. And there is nothing to separate me from this scene but my illusion of detachment. But my yearning To be in one of those water beetles lets me change my thoughts and reconnect, and equal to every other piece of stardust, when I will accept that there is no them and us, that we are all one. I am part of the whole. In the bright early afternoon light we head north. I perceive others absorbing the scene, some wrapped in blankets taking the sun, while others create memories of having swum while in Antarctica. As the sun and horizon come closer and the light becomes softer, we approach the South Shetland Islands, where memories in the air are of whaling. The first is Deception Island, a crescent shaped by a collapsed volcano. Much evidence of humanity has been lost by ongoing volcanic eruptions. Smaller ships can enter the bay, but not us. However, we are greeted by the current population of chin-strap penguins. The promise of the morning is mystery. Shades of grey and fog shroud the summer landscape. Fog has prevented our return to the Antarctic Peninsula, so instead we explore Admiralty Bay on King George Island, another of the South Shetlands. This island is well populated with research stations from many countries of the world. The fog will come and go today, acting as a curtain, allowing my imagination to build the reality of my scene. I could perceive it with disappointment. I could paint a negative mood over the massive glacier, feeding the bay with brash, ice millions of years old, dissolving into growing oceans. I could paint it black. It is my choice. However I look at a day and conceive it, so it will be. However I perceive my life, so it will be. However bad my reality may appear, only I have control of my attitude towards it. And so the curtain rises on the final drama of this voyage. Through the evening mist, Elephant Island appears. It appeared to Sir Ernest Shackleton and 27 men in April of 1916. They had set sail on board the Endurance from the Norwegian whaling station located on South Georgia in December of 1914. But when in sight of their Antarctic destination, they became trapped in sea ice and drifted at the mercy of the currents. In the November, the ice claimed the ship, and the crew was forced to camp on the ice floe. When it melted, they set sail in 3 small lifeboats and landed here at Cape Valentine on the 12th of April, 1916. 17 months since they last walked on solid ground. The beach here was too exposed, and they set up camp a few miles away around the coast. Shackleton took 5 men with 1 boat and heroically sailed 800 miles back to South Georgia for help. 105 days later, he was able to come back and rescue all his men. Today, Cape Valentine is guarded by a huge iceberg, my last iceberg. For as we sail north to the Falkland Islands, the fog lowers its curtain, leaving one appetite satiated, but a new infant feeling hunger pains. On this journey I have opened my heart and met my soul. My essence is unmasked, the boundaries surrendered to merge with the universe in joy and love. I was the dance in the mist, I have honored my entanglement. Finally, to awaken.